Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the. Sorry, I was trying to think of the company. I'm not sure it's a company. Was it TriStar maybe? Yeah, it's TriStar that made the. Well, they did make the first one anyway. So obviously we're going to be looking at the Starship Troopers movie DVD complete collection. Um, However, these are the three uh, movies that contain actual uh, real people. I think there's another one that's sort of like done on a computer. I'm not sure if that's because I've never seen it, but I know because when I checked out the franchise before, I'm sure there is one that's sort of like done on computer. But I'm not sure if that's anything to actually do with these, whether it's that one that's in this or whether that's counted as just a separate Starship Troopers. But all I know is these are main three that sort of do go together because obviously it's two and three, but that's as far as I know. I mean, I'm not really too bothered about the other one that is there, as long as I've got these three um, in the collection. It's fine by me. But as I said, I know there is one. I pretty much doubt that there's ever going to be any more. But I mean, they make films, remakes and reboots all the time, so there could possibly be, but it's very doubtful. But anyway, obviously, the main one, the first one, Starship Troopers, obviously, which is the main, uh, the most recognisable. And I remember going back years back when it first came out. I think it was like 1997, I believe it was. I think it was around that time. Um, so you're talking about 26 years ago, I think it was now. I think it's about right, yeah. So yeah, going back a while back, uh, and yeah, it's obviously the most recognisable, and obviously the best. You know, there's no argument really much to debate. It is the best one of the franchise. In terms of not just being the most recognisable, but in terms of actually quality, and the movie itself is just much better than the other two. It's just really, really good all the way through, to be honest. I like the storyline of them citizens becoming troopers and taking on the bugs. I like the overall theme of it. Against humans against the bugs, and the bugs trying to take over the earth. Obviously there are sort of alienish, but they say bugs rather than just plain aliens, which I quite like. And it's really good all the way through, and the action is really good, and the special effects are quite good to a standard. Not something like that's as good as I would say Alien or Predator, but it's all right to some degree. And they do look okay. The giant bugs, and the action is pretty good and pretty solid. I really like it, and I've seen it quite a few times now over the years. Not sure how many, but quite a few. And it is a cult classic. It's one of the most recognisable in terms of like sort of sci-fi, actiony space film. And yeah, for me, I think it still stands up as like a really iconic, maybe not as popular as Alien, but regarded, as a cult classic where a lot of people will know what it is. But yeah, I think I always enjoy watching it. It's got a good time, a couple of hours where you can just sit and relax and watch it, and it's not over too quickly. It's always alright to watch. I like a lot of the good moments in it. I like a lot of the good scenes, getting to know like Rico and these friends and the other characters. Yeah, and I do like a lot of the scenes in it, and the action's good. I do like the overall plot and fight scenes. Yeah, and I think it's just really awesome. To be honest, now 2 is quite a bit of a disappointment. It's nowhere near as good as the first, and it doesn't really have much going for it in terms of standing up next to it. But in all fairness, you know, if you like Starship Troopers, which I do, then I don't mind this. It's all right to watch because it's related to this, to the franchise, so it's all right to watch, and it has its good moments. It's sort of a case, it's sort of a situation where it's sort of up, down, then up again, if that makes sense. It sort of I quite like how it starts with the fight against the bugs, but then it sort of drops sort of towards the middle where some of the humans are like disguised as bugs or aliens, and then there's sort of like this sort of like fighting going between the humans, and then as I say, they're like disguised as bugs. Don't think that's very good. And I'm not too keen on that sort of stuff. I prefer just more of the fighting against the bugs, which you see at the beginning, and it sort of goes a bit not so good towards the middle, but then it sort of picks up towards the end where they sort of see more bugs coming in, and then there's the fight against them at the end where they're coming in, and that's for me is quite good. It's just the middle bit that's not very good, and obviously it's not as good as the first. Also, it's quite short, so it's over quite quickly. It's not something we can enjoy, without it being over too quickly. But yeah, as I said, there's a few moments where it is alright at the beginning and at the end, but it's just the middle that's not very good. And yeah, and maybe the cast is quite weak as well. The cast of people, they're not very well known, and obviously there's no one from the first film in this. Now, the third is probably actually better than the second one. Not better than the first, obviously, but it's actually probably better. It's usually cases, sometimes the second will be better than the third, because sometimes they get, not so good as they go on. However, this is sort of obviously not as good as the first, but it's better than the second, because obviously Rico is back now, the main hero from the first, so that is really good that he's in it. He makes it better than what it should be. Obviously it's Starship Troopers 3 Marauder is the title, and yeah, alright, it's not the best film you can ever see, or the best sequel, and it's not better than the first, but it's alright. As I say, it is better than the second, and actually the time is alright. I think it works out about 1:35, which is actually okay. I don't think it needs to be 2 hours, but I think 1:35 is actually alright for a third sequel, and it's actually got some quite good moments where it is alright. The first scene where they're fighting against the bugs is quite good. I do like it, and I do like the action in it, so that is quite good. But then it's sort of, I don't know, towards the middle it's sort of not very exciting. There's a bit of talking, a few stuff going on. But then it's sort of the middle again. It's not really that great, and then there's moments where it's all right, and then it sort of gets better again towards the end where they're fighting against the bugs. So it's sort of like similar situation to the second one. It's sort of an up down. It's sort of an up down up situation. As as regards to the first, it's pretty much all good all the way through. I don't think of any moments where it is bad, to be honest. Even when they're talking, it's pretty good, and I like the scenes. But yeah, the third one is, as I said, it's just all right. It's not. I don't think you could regard it as a classic, but it's better than the second. And having Rico back in it is really good, which makes it better. And as I said, yeah, it's all right. It's quite good at the beginning and at the end. It's just the middly bit that's a bit not very good, but other than that, it's all right. So guys, that's pretty much the end of this video, and hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more vids, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon.